lot of hype and a lot of excitement about 5v5 coming to Vainglory. But what might some of the fears be? This is the Q, episode 11. I am Belligerent. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out with me again. So let's get into some of that, right? We've talked about the hype. We've talked about what 5v5 might bring. We talked about some of the meta things. And over on the Time for Rolling podcast, we've talked about that some more. It's all of the buzz right now for Vainglory. Everybody's super stoked about 5v5, and you can't blame them, right? We've been waiting for 5v5 for so long now. Can anybody even remember when we started talking about 5v5? They brought it up, I think it was at the end of last year or maybe the beginning of this year. Told us that 5v5 was coming, but may not be here till the end of the year or the beginning of next year. And here we are. We are almost there. As of today, I think we are probably about 3 weeks away from the unveiling at Worlds, and we're all excited. But what might go wrong? Besides bugs and besides balance issues, and there's always going to be balance issues in this type of game, always. No matter what MOBA you got, there's some type of balance issue. It's too difficult to just balance everything perfectly unless you're going to make 27 of the same characters, which we're not going to do. So I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to focus on balance, meta, bugs, stuff like that. Here's what my concern is. My concern right now is what are they going to do about draft? Because let's face it, we've been waiting an entire year for double ban draft to hit the game, and it doesn't look like it's going to while 3v3 is the main source of play, right? It's only off-site right now. They use an external site for their double ban drafts. They only get to use double ban drafts in tournaments and things of that nature. You can't just go rank and get a double ban. Why? I don't understand why. Okay, that's a decision that SEMC made that I still don't understand. And over the time, I have given on Twitter various conversations, several pros and cons about introducing the double ban draft. But, right now, I mean, if you look across all the different MOBAs that are out there, when they all have multiple ban systems and they all figure out a way to implement it. And we still haven't even got double ban drafts. We still have single ban drafts, which is really disappointing that this idea has been out for so long and we haven't seen it yet. So what are they going to do about banning in 5v5? You're going to have to introduce a multiple ban. You can't have a single ban 5v5 draft. That would be psychotic. But here's my concern now. Now we're going to get 5v5 and maybe now they'll roll in the double ban draft. But is that enough? I don't think that's enough in a 5v5 format. Right? Let's look at it. Okay, in regular ranked gameplay right now, you pick there are a total of 8 heroes involved. 2 bans, 6 picks. Okay? When you talk about double ban in a 3v3 scenario, you're talking about 10 characters involved. 40% of your draft is bans, right? So when we're talking 5v5, right now you got 10 heroes, okay? In order to get to 40%, you can't just, 4 out of 14 heroes involved is not 40%. All right, so where do we put it? Do we put it at 6, a triple ban draft? Well, we're just barely getting the double ban draft figured out. But we really do need at least a triple ban for 5v5. There are some MOBAs that have more than 3 bans in the 5v5 format. So what are we going to do? Are we going to in-game constantly suffer with a lacking ban system? And is the proper ban system always going to be reserved for the competitive play, for the pro play, or the challenger play? I mean, you really have to come in with I think at least a triple ban draft. Right, then you're banning a total of 6 heroes, picking a total of 10. That puts you at 16. I don't know what the math is real quick, but that sounds about right as far as percentages of what they're doing right now. And I'm not even sure that triple band draft is enough. But it could be. But there has to be something, right? There has to be something better than single band draft. And I think when you get into 5v5, you're definitely going to have something better than a double band draft. If a team gets to pick 5 heroes, 2 bands is not good enough. It's just not. And frankly, I have zero idea which direction they're headed with that. And it worries me. It concerns me. Even being part of the PBE, there's, I can't divulge anything to you anyway, but I've never played a draft in 5v5. It's always a blind pick when we've been testing. So where do we go? Is 3 bands enough? Where do you put the 3 bands? Do you put 2 at the beginning and then 1 after the first pick? Do you put, does it go ban, pick, ban, and then pick? I personally think it would be really cool to see a ban after, you have your first 2 bands, first 2 picks, second 2 bands, second 2 picks, and then third bands, and then third picks. That's what I would like to see. I think it would really add an extreme element of strategy into it, especially when you get down to those third bands, and now you're talking about you can see which direction their comp is headed, and then you can try and ban away what you think they're going to do, what you think they're going for with that comp. But we have to have something. Wouldn't you agree? We definitely can't see single band anymore. SEMC, I hope that they're planning something for the draft system when this 5v5 breaks out. Can you imagine only having 1 ban apiece and then there's 5 picks for each team? That just sounds ludicrous to me. I don't know. I don't know where we go with this. I personally wanted to see a triple band draft in 3v3 because the hero pool is getting so large. In most MOBAs and their 5v5, but I've seen anywhere from 3 bands to 5 bands on each side. But that's also something that we're lacking in Vainglory is the heroes. Most games have a significant amount of heroes. And in Vainglory, we're only in the 30s. That's something to talk about for another podcast. But that's my biggest concern with the 5v5 coming. That's my biggest fear that they're gonna get wrong is the ban system. I have this fear that either they're just not gonna put double ban into the game, or that they're just going to leave us with just, now is when we're introducing double ban for 5v5. That's not good enough. And that's my biggest fear. It's not balance. It's not, bugs, because we know we're going to have bugs. There's bugs in 3v3 right now. My biggest fear, my biggest concern is the drafting system. What are they going to do with the draft system for 5v5? I don't even know if they have a plan. So hit me up, belligerent_VG. You can ask me anything at Curious Cat. Check out the Time for Rolling podcast. Like, follow, comment, subscribe, whatever all those things are that you're supposed to do to a YouTube channel. I appreciate it. And tell a friend, right? I think that could almost be the most important thing. Tell a friend if you enjoy it. I get lots of messages from you guys that telling me I'm doing a great job and you really enjoy the direction of the show. Make sure you tell a friend. Let them know. Hey, you got to check out this podcast. Anyway, I am Belligerent. This was episode 10. Send me some comments. Let me know what your biggest fear for 5v5 is. This was the Q. Peace.